What was working well tonight in the explosive passing game that wasn't necessarily there earlier in the last couple of weeks?
I just as crazy as it sounds, their style of defense actually is something that matches up with our style of offense. It's more pro. They play quarters, and I felt like they weren't a big edge pressure team, so we were able to get nickel, well on the side of the on some boots where we could pin the edge. But quite honestly, I think Will was more healthy this week too, and Will was able to move. Like, we haven't run Will all year because that toe has been a real problem. And tonight, this week, he felt better, and we were able to run him, and we were able to move the pocket and do some things, which is so important to this offense. And I think it helped him, bought him time, and allowed two and those guys to get down the field and make some plays.
What did you see from Baryon?
Love him, man. He's a stud. And one thing is, he got here in August or July, and he's a $165. That guy's going to put on 10, 15 pounds, and he is going to be a special football player. He's got the competitive greatness, and he's wired the right way, and love him to death, quite honestly, just as a person and a player.
Rich, he didn't even really play wide receiver full time in high school. What are the small things he can still do that you can take this one away?
He has there's really some of the great receivers you run across, they don't have to practice things a lot to get it right. He's one of those guys you can literally show, hey, this is what Deshaun Jackson did on this player. This is how this guy did it. And he can go out, and go out and do it. His mental and football IQ is very high. He retains things well. He's a football player at heart. And so he's going to be a real special player here for a long time.
Would that 99-yard drive just tell you about your offense?
What it can be. That's the best defensive football, or one of them. Definitely felt like it coming in. We started the game on our own 4-yard line, and honestly, that drive could have gone all the way and scored two. It's little things that we have to just clean up. When some of it's a young, you can blame it on this and that. We can do it. I know we can. We can be more efficient, and we can. If we do that, we can move the ball on anybody. But again, we still only scored 6 points, and we left some plays on the field that were there that we could have really, really maybe turned the table and put some pressure on them. So, but I like that they have competitive greatness and they practice well a week. Their minds are strong, and they're young guys, and they're learning. They'll gain confidence from that experience and driving the ball against a team like Georgia.
Rich, the inability to finish drives, is there a rhyme or reason to that?
Again, like it's real easy. College and the NFL are so different, and we do play an NFL style of football. And when you do that and you churn it out and you don't score from way out, you want to score from the 50 and score, not have to go the last 15 yards. And when you get in those situations and you get down in the red zone and it happened to Georgia against our defense tonight. I saw him getting a 1st and goal from the 10. Like, that is the worst feeling as a play caller, because you get stuck and know that if you don't get something on 1st down, 3rd down is going to be really hard. And so, I can look at a lot of things, but in the end, the line will get better. They're young. Protection will get better. We can play better at quarterback, and we're going to get better and better with our playmakers getting them the football. And that will make a difference, and we'll score a whole lot more points.
Rich, on the last possession of the first half, you ran the ball twice. What was your thinking on that series?
My thinking is we're trying to play complementary football. Those are decisions that I don't go rogue on that stuff. They're talked about in between series, how we're going to attack something. So, coach and I, we kind of had a plan what we wanted to do, and the goal was to get 1 first down. And if we got that, not allow the defense to have to go back out there, and we would have been fine. But the reality of it is we had 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3, and the perfect play call, and Jatan was wide open for an 8-yard gain, and we just didn't make the play.
Stoops talked about the challenges of motivating a team after a bad loss, going into a game against the #1 team in the country. Did you see any of that this week leading up to the game?
I'm just telling you, Coach Stoops is an outstanding head football coach. He has a real way of reading people and digging in on their personalities and bringing out the best in them. It's what makes him unique. unique and special, and that's why he's built this program into what it was. And he really tapped into these guys this week and challenged them in the right way. It's different. College football's changing. Like, we got guys that are going to leave. We got guys that are our future. We got guys that are going to come in from other teams. We got guys that are going to come in as freshmen. I mean, it's a weird deal the way things are right now. And it's not easy to balance that. And I think our program here and what has happened for coaches, the dynamics have changed. So he's dealing with that on the move, and he did a great job of keeping it together and getting guys focused and not pointing fingers and having a great week of practice. And that comes from the top.
Speaking of dynamics changing, there's been a lot of missed field goals this year. Will you know in advance if, okay, I've got 2 plays to get 10 yards, or and do you foresee that kind of changing in the future at all?
Yeah, it's so crazy. People don't realize how easy it is in the NFL when you have situational football. You are able to talk to your guys. Like Will doesn't. We can signal, hey, you got 2 downs here, but he also doesn't know, hey, you can't take a sack. I'm calling this play. If you get 5 yards and it's 4th and 2, we'll go for it. Like there's so many little things that happens, and you want to trust that, as a group we're making those decisions. But coach communicates that to me, and then, hey, Rich, why don't you run in here, and if you can get it to 4th and 3, we'll go for it. And a team like Georgia, and a lot of teams in this conference, because there's some really good coaches on defense, but when you're in 3rd and 5 or less, your odds were much higher of having success. When you were in 3rd down and 6 or 7 or more, their blitz package, their pass rushers, their ability to play man and just jam you up, and they're pretty darn good. So we knew when you're calling it, you're always trying to get to just a little less so you can do it. I was trying to do that on the last touchdown we got, or the play we scored on. So that play works from 4th and 5 or less. It doesn't work from 4th and 7. So.
What'd you see on the interception there in the red zone?
It was a bad decision. I mean, it was whatever. It was we're trying to, take a shot at the end zone. It's 3rd down and long. You're thinking, go up on them, give yourself a 50-50 ball, and if not, throw it away and we'll kick the field goal, and it's a 3-3 game. Will thought he had the seam. The safety kind of baited him. He went outside late, and there's some corners and some teams you can get away with that, but against Georgia, the NFL, not going to happen.
I think that's 6 red zone turnovers from the quarterback position this year.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough. We got it. And that comes back to me. I have to own that.
Well,
Is there anything in particular on that point? I mean, 6 in the red zone this year. Anything specific you can point to on that?
It's been a couple of things. I know he got hit one time and he fumbled against Ole Miss, and there's been there was a miscommunication against Tennessee. I thought there's all kinds of things. I'm not going to point fingers at anyone. It's on all of us, and ultimately it falls on me, and I will own it always, and I'll take ownership for it.
You can erase a lot of frustrations with a big performance next week. How aware are you of the intensity of the rivalry?
I cannot wait. I'm excited. It means a lot. No one is more disappointed in the expectations we had and how the season has gone than me. I feel terrible. I want to score points. I came here to help coach do something special. The state has so much pride in these universities, and especially UK. I mean, it's the pro team, and I want it to be great. I'll do my part, and to do that means we got to go through the team down the road this week, and we're going to give it our best. We're going to practice our best, and we're going to put the best product on the field to go out there and make sure we get it done.
Will's basically only throwing the redshirt freshmen at this point in the season because guys are out or whatever. What does that say about what the potential is to build on this, even though it hasn't been?
I could not be excited, man. I mean, some of these potential kids that are going to come in here and play that aren't even in the program, the guys that are here, those 2 tight ends are so darn good. Dingle and Caddis are ballers, man, and they showed some grit tonight, man. They're good football players, and those 2 dynamic wideouts plus some of the other young guys, I couldn't be more excited for the future because.
So, Will, how do you feel about what happened? How did you feel the offense playing?
Not bad. I think from an execution standpoint, little bit above average. So I think we had a great game plan. It's obviously a really tough defense to go against, and we made a handful of plays, probably more kind of downfield plays like that than we've seen all year, which is cool. And but yeah, I'm proud of how the guys played. It was a weird game in terms of the amount of possessions each team had, and obviously we would have liked to come up with more points, especially on that interception drive. I know that left at least 3 points out on the board with that. And but yeah, proud of how we played against a really good team.
How frustrating has it been not finishing drives? You guys have moved the ball at times without a lot to show for it.
Yeah, it's tough. There's definitely been instances this year of getting into the red zone or the fringe, and just not being able to finish drives. And it's a bunch of different things, but I mean, it's just frustrating for sure.
Well, you and Baryon were just fractions off on some of those deep balls early in the season. What kind of growth have you seen with that over the course of the year?
It's been important for me to make sure that I get him to keep his head up and to keep his confidence up, and to know that he's a really special player and that we're gonna target him and his big plays are gonna come. And I'm just glad that he's been able to keep that right mindset throughout the last few weeks and trust in us and trust in the calls and trust in my throws to get him the ball down the field like that. And it was really cool to see him go up and make a few of those plays today.
Could have been easy to really just throw in the towel after that loss last week. How did you all rally and respond?
I mean, it was pretty easy. I mean, I think that kind of like the message I had last week, we knew that when we play good teams like this, that is enough driving force for us to bring it and to be prepared. And so I feel like whenever we're playing a highly ranked opponent that is supposed to beat us, we always come ready to play. And that, along with some motivational stuff that Coach Stoops tried to get through to us throughout the week. I mean, Buster Douglas came and talked to us yesterday. That's pretty freaking cool to hear stuff like that. So I mean, a bunch of different things, but guys just wanted to get back on the right track, and I feel like the morale after that game is pretty high.
You ran the ball a little bit more. I guess, are you feeling healthier now, a little bit in better shape?
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good. I was joking how it's funny that this is the healthiest I've felt after a game all season against the best defense in the country, and that's a credit to the guys up front. I think I only got sacked once today, which is awesome. And yeah, but I feel good. I'm still not 100%, but I mean, it is nice to be able to be involved in the run game a little bit.
Well, you had such a big game against Louisville last year. What can this rivalry game do to kind of sit the season out behind it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important for us to get a better bowl bid, to get this last win, and to obviously play against our rival. I mean, our in-state rival. A lot of fans have a lot riding on this game, a lot of emotions, and it's a game that each year we got to make sure we win. And I just saw they had a great win against NC State, and I'm excited for the challenge. They got a good team this year. Defense has been playing good, so gonna go out there and just try to get the win.
How much has this game grown to mean to you as you've been in the program longer now?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be reminded tomorrow. Just the vibes in the facility and then talking to guys. The off season, I mean, that's when the fans come and talk to you and talk about games. They'll talk about the Georgia game, Tennessee game, but it seems like they're talking about the Louisville game more than anything. Just how we have to win that game, and how big of a game that is for us. And it's I think I said this last year, but I've never really been a part of a true rivalry game. And even in high school, we had a couple teams that we didn't like, and then Penn State, we didn't really have a true rival. So for Louisville, to have an in-state rivalry like this, it's really, really cool, because I think it just makes the game more fun and gives the guys a little bit extra motivation.
When you're on the sidelines watching the defense come up again and again, third down, fourth down, especially in the first half, what's going through your mind at the moment?
I mean, I just knew that they were playing their tails off, and we had to go out there and respond for them. And it sucks that we had a few drives where we didn't. A couple 3-and-outs in the third quarter were devastating. But that's what happens when you play a team like that, and they played their tails off, and I'm really proud of how they went out there and gave their